here with Whiny, otherwise known as Scoops, our 73 Swinger, and we're going for a little test drive to see if we can determine where this whine is coming from, and I need to do a couple of other things, so I just thought I'd take you for a ride along. So let's watch the show intro. I'll see you in about 30 seconds. I'm Mike, and this is My Car Shots.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
So if you watched the episode where I talked about the state of the hobby and did some parts run and then got some tacos, I was mentioning that I wanted to drive the 73 Swinger that day, and there's a whine in the transmission somewhere that seems to be causing issues. So I opted not to drive it and keeping it more local right now. But I'm trying to get to the bottom of that noise, and as I mentioned in that video, it's either the shield, which had rattled before when we put the starter in, or it's possible that it's the front pump on the transmission, and I'm not sure which one. So I just want to drive it a little bit more and get my ears on it and see if we can determine where that's coming from, and we'll probably pull it in the shop later and see what's going on with it. But when I do these cars, I'm not a numbers matching original air in the spare kind of guy, and I drive other people nuts, but this is the exact reason why I do it. I often sorry, I can't hear myself over the pipes. I will often leave the dust shield out from between the motor and the transmission, and I know some people that's just like in all the years of doing that, I've only had a problem once where I got a rock up in there and it got stuck in the starter, and that was driving it on gravel roads. I know it's there for a purpose, but I have found as these vehicles age, and that's just a personal thing, and you all can flame me in the comments for it, but I don't care. My car. After all, this is My Car Shop. I found that over time they seem like they get bent and stuff happens and they end up making noise, so I'm kind of regretting that I actually didn't just pull that out when I had the starter out. But I don't know if you can hear that right now, but when I let off the gas, it's just making this horrible noise. So I just wanted to drive it a little more and get a handle on that noise and see if we can determine what it is. Said we'll probably pull it in the shop here in a little while and see, but I needed to run to the wall place and pick up some stuff for household responsibilities and other things. So thought I'd take you along because I'm killing 3 birds, not 1, not 2, but 3 birds with 1 stone. How can you not just enjoy a ride along in a classic car on a nice sunny day? And especially when you got a couple of scoops out there in front of you, and it's just, it's you've got to enjoy the ride along for sure. It's my neighbor. He always walks every day. He walks for hours every day. I wished I was in as good a shape as he is. He's probably 30 or 40 years older than me. Probably 30. The thing about driving a car like that is if you can't turn around and look at it in the parking lot, you're not driving the right car. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's get our shopping done. We'll be right back. You just gotta love that. As you can see I have a very strategic place to park so that I don't get door dings. Still puzzling over this noise. My biggest concern is I get it up on jack stands and sorry, traffic. I get it up on jack stands and it won't make the noise and I won't be able to determine where it's coming from. But I guess that's the next step, is we'll have to get it home, let it cool down, and then get it up on the stands and see what we got. That's obnoxious. I love it. I do not know why some people insist on driving in my lane. But Michigan drivers, what do you expect? Boy, that noise is obnoxious. I don't think you can hear it, but it's just... Maybe I'll take my microphone out here and see if you can hear it when I get down here a little further. Also need to get rid of the air shocks on the back. They are noisy. They're not pumped up and I won't use them because that's very hard on the chassis of the car when it's not designed to carry the load of the suspension. So I need to get those out of there too. Oh, a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Second gear at about 40 miles an hour, it seems to do it badly. Yeah, right there, real bad. I hope you can hear that. It's only under certain throttle position. Right there. Not sure what that is. Okay, get her looked at. Just with my foot just slightly out the throttle, you can hear it just a little bit. And the more I'm hearing it, the more I'm thinking it's probably that stupid tin shield. Before it sounded more like a pump whine, but I don't think it's a pump. So like I said, it's hotter than hell right now outside, so the car's going to be cooking, so it's going to have to sit for a little while before I can get it up, put it up, take a look at it, and see what we can find. Alright, so we've got it in the shop here, and it's been cooling down for a couple of hours now, so we can get underneath the thing and get it fired up and see what we've got and where this noise is coming from. realizing that I need to buy more jack stands. I've got two under the Challenger, I got 4 under the Oakland, and all I have is 2 other big ones. So it's not enough jack stands for the shop. I thought about using the bay lift, but things are so dirty and messy and crowded in here right now that I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to jack it up manually and hope for the best. Okay, hopefully I can get a jack stands under there. If I can get them under the frame back there or not, that's where I want them. Not really. Yeah, not crazy about it. But we'll see if the other one goes. Gonna go out under the pinch weld on the rocker panel. It's not a place I care to go all the time, but better safe than sorry. One of the disadvantages of being here by yourself all the time. Something happens, it's gonna turn into a squished bug. That's just the way life is. Okay, so get something to lay on, we'll get it fired up, and then I'll crawl under there. I think I can see it might be the shield because one of the bolts is missing on the shield. I can see one of the little bolts is gone. That might be why it's rattling. %, it's the dust shield, so it's nothing to be too concerned about, but I'm going to see if I can figure out why it's doing it and get it stopped. I think, yeah, I don't want to pull it out because then I have to pull the starter out and I have to loosen the bell housing bolts. I hate those dang things. I've had more problems with those dust shields after they've been in and out of there 3 or 4 times. If they've only been out once, I can put them back in with no problem, but it seems like, especially on cars that other people have owned and so forth, they just end up getting bent and they just cause problems. So, which is why I leave them out. So, love me or hate me, I don't care. If I had my way, that would be coming out of there right now, but I'm going to see if I can get it tweaked out of the way. Maybe that'll do it. Let's find out. Don't know what's going on with it, why it's doing that. I almost wonder if one of the torque converter bolts is backed out. Plenty of clearance there. I wonder if I need to try putting some bolts back in here. I had one in there and it fell out, and that may be part of the problem. But the bolt holes are kind of stripped out down there, so I'm not sure what to think. It's a bloody pain in the butt, I'll tell you that right now. Bell housing bolts, the torque strap, or the block to transmission arm is in place. It's just I'm gonna get a bolt, see if I can run it in there and tighten it down, see if that makes a difference. All right, let's see what we can do here. Found a couple of bolts that might fit. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I did have one in there before, and it must have fallen out because the threads were kind of mucked up, so we'll see. I'm sorry I can't really get you back here very well to see. Let me see if I can move you. Hold on. Okay, so you can see where I'm going. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with you there or not, but we'll try. Here we go. Yep, there we go. Okay, good. Well, you're patient with me, and I'm getting there. I can't see. I can't see the bolt hole, but you can. So, let's see what we can do here. Okay, it's not the right bolt, but if I can get the wrench on it, I think we can tap it in there. They said the threads are all mucked up on there, so I'm actually... Yeah, it's just, there we go. It is really screwed up. There we go. Maybe. Hopefully, yeah, it looks like the torque is tight, so. Okay, we got it bent back some more. Maybe that'll work. We'll see. All right, 100%. I am so glad it's not that front pump. I was a little discouraged after I put those bolts in, and it was actually worse, but obviously we knew it was the shield after what we did. So I decided that after I put the bolts in, I went under there to here, and I pushed my pry bar against it in a couple of spots, and I could tell it was coming from the passenger side. And I'm telling you this as much for you as for me, because if it does it again, I'll remember by the video. I can come back and look, but anyway, I'll remember where it was. But anyway, so I could tell over on the passenger side was where it was coming from, because I pushed on it a little bit, and it got different. You could hear it probably change in the video. So I put my bar on the outside and just pried it in a little bit. 100% gone. So I think the next step is the next time it goes in for an oil change or whatever, I'll probably just have my buddy Mike, I'll spend the extra money and whatever, 80 bucks, and have him just pull that thing out of there and be done with it if it starts making noise again. But at least we know 100% what it is now. So let's go for a quick test drive and make sure 100% that's what it is, and we'll go from there. Something else I wanted to do while I was down there, I forgot. We'll take care of it right now. It's got a terrible, terrible rattle in the steering column, and I think it might be due to it's got an engine tie down on it, and I think it's too tight. So I'm going to just loosen that up and see if that takes care of that issue. I don't think you can see, but right down in here is what I'm trying to do. It's just, I got the bolt loosened up a little bit, but there's a lock nut on the inside that I need to tighten up a little bit. And it's giving me some fits, so I'm just going to tighten this lock nut up against the sleeve and then hopefully be able to loosen that other lock nut on the bottom down there. Because when I was doing it, the whole bolt is turning, which it still is. Darn thing. It's being a pain in the butt. But I think what's happening, what could be happening, maybe, possibly, is it's got so much pressure against the K-frame that it's transferring vibrations from the engine up through the steering column. So here we go. I think maybe that's working now. It's got a lot of pressure on it. But I think our inner nut is finally spinning. Okay, I know you can't see down in there, but let's take you over there anyway. Right there. Loosening up these bolts. It was so tight against that it was jammed, and it really doesn't need to be. It should only be finger tight on both sides so that it, and even a little bit of play, so that it kind of just rocks back and forth and keeps the motor from going too far. And that's on me. When I put this back in there the last time when we put the starter in, I just reefed the crap out of it and wasn't paying any attention to how it should be adjusted. So that's better now. And the joys of wrenching. I wiped it up mostly. Believe me, it was all over and up my wrist. No big deal, just a scrape. But I want you to see that that's just normal. That's the way it goes. So you will cut yourself. Alright, mowing the lawn here. Make sure I don't hit the 4-size duster. So I had to move it to get the lawn mowed. Whoop. So far so good. Well, it didn't do anything for my steering column. So far our rattle is better. So I guess I'm going to have to do an episode and pull the steering column apart, see what's going on with that, but I need to get the noose around my neck here. Oop. We got a big tree at the end of our driveway, and one of these days I'm going to pull out and get killed. Yep, definitely. Whatever that is in the steering column is still rattling, so gotta figure that out. But our other noise is gone, gone, gone. Yay! Dust shields, hate them. You've been good today, so maybe we need to give you a burnout. trash guys are right where I do my burnout. All right, you should be able to see some smoke here. And we're grabbing tires. Grabbing gravel. Sticky tires. Oh, yeah. It's amazing how sticky these tires still get after all this time. These tires are old. Back ones. Front ones are new. Got to do a little tuning on it. It's not idling right. It probably just needs the carb adjusted since we started driving it. So, all right. Yes. Well, that's definitely progress on Scoops. I was hoping that was going to take care of that really annoying rattle in the steering column, but it didn't. So I have another steering column for that car. So one way or another, we're going to get rid of it. We'll either gut that one or I'll just throw another one in to be done with it. So it's a quick job, no big deal. A couple hours at the most. So that's going to do it for this episode. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you learned something about these annoying dust shields. Like I said, driving up pavement, I'll probably take it out of there eventually and be done with it because they just always give me problems. I don't think they're worth it. It's not a concourse car. If I was driving it on gravel roads or something, it'd be different where I could potentially kick up a stone. But in 40 years of doing cars, I've only ever had that happen once. Well, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Hit the bell so you receive those notifications. We're on Instagram and Facebook /MyCarShop. And here's your homework assignment. Down there in the comments, as you're smashing the like button on the video, go down and make a comment. What's your experience been with dust shields? Have you had the same kind of frustrations that I've had for almost 40 years with them? Let me know your thoughts. All right, that's going to do it, guys and gals, and let's just rock!